Welcome back to the Victory Lap Show with yours truly, Chad Fairey.
Tyler Corbitt.
And today's special guest,
Ty Olenchuk.
Yep. So like we said last week, we're going to have Ty on today just to talk about, a number of different things. So I guess before we dive into any specifics, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
I am a right-handed pitcher for the baseball team. I'm from Irmo, South Carolina. I'm a junior here at Clemson, majoring in Parks and Recreation and Tourism Management. And that's it about me. I just want to thank you all for having me out. I'm excited for this podcast. And
Absolutely. We couldn't go without that.
Why did you choose Clemson? That's one of the reasons. One of the questions we always ask.
it was honestly because of Coach Monty Lee and Coach LaCroix and how good they were with recruiting at the time. I was recruited heavily by South Carolina as well, but I think it wasn't Ray Tanner. It was, who came after Ray Tanner? Holbrook. It was Holbrook, and he got the equipment manager to offer me a scholarship, and all he did was shake my hand, and that was the only thing I got from Coach Holbrook. And Monty Lee and Coach LaCroix really brought me in and made me feel at home in Clemson, and I gave a shot at it, and it's been working out for me so far.
So they had an equipment manager?
Yeah.
Wow.
The equipment manager offered me a scholarship in the bleachers and on the field.
I've never heard of anything like that.
That's how you treat a kid right in your backyard, huh?
That's good. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you didn't accept that offer from the equipment manager.
Yeah, I'm also glad I didn't accept and came to Clemson.
Yeah. So why don't we talk a little bit about today? What we did today? Halloween BP, all that. So you got to tell the people, what were you dressed up as today?
I was a pharaoh from Egypt. I got voted second for best costume behind Billy Barlow. I don't know how I lost that to that. Excuse my language, I ain't gonna use no language, but to that costume, inappropriate, just inappropriate, man. And he got the vote from the team, and I was a little upset. But I was a pharaoh, black and gold, all dressed up. I tried really hard this year, and
You had the cape.
I did have the cape. The cape was a gold cape. It was a big.
You were a big hit with the kids.
Oh yeah.
They all loved it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. And Corbitt?
I was a cop. The costume was called Sergeant Short Pants. I got it just because it was Sergeant.
Yeah.
But it was just a regular little cop uniform. But the pants had about a 3-inch inseam. So it was pretty chilly today.
Yeah. Yes. I had to go away from my original plans of being the tooth fairy and had to be a nurse because I couldn't, I kind of crunched for time there. Like coming up to it, I didn't think anything about it. And then I figured by the time I went and actually got something, it'd all be sold out. So I was like, you know what? I'll just call Tristan Bissetta. I know he's at the store and hook me up with something, and that's exactly what he did.
Well, you rocked that fit.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
it looked real good.
I appreciate that.
You too, Tower.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, so that's what that confidence, but that's just good stuff. But we had a lot of, also, so reason why we were dressed up today, we had our Halloween BP, which was fun. Got to see some of the pitchers hit, got to see you take a couple swings.
Heck yeah, back to my old days in high school, swinging a little bit.
It's fun. We got some pitchers who can hit the ball out of the park.
Hey man, don't sleep on us peas, man.
Shoot.
We got some pop.
I
Yeah.
know the freshmen were rather impressed with you.
Yeah.
They didn't know that you were a hitter and had that kind of juice, and they were just out in the outfield just
They did that.
no idea. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, where'd that come from? Yeah. So who are some other pitchers today that really stood out?
Rob Hughes.
He did turn on a couple balls.
Yeah, that was a diamond in the rough. We didn't expect that one.
No.
Trying to think who else.
J. Dill was rather disappointed.
J. Dill hit one that did not hit the L screen. Or the turtle. Yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of those little clip balls.
Yeah. Huge disappointment out of Dill today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he came in hitting last year.
Yeah, he came into today talking up a mad game about how he's going to be in the race for home runs and didn't even get one outside the turtle.
Yeah, that was pretty lackluster performance there. I remember that failed science experiment a couple of years ago.
In 2 weeks, I think it was, that he got his chance in the field. And
yeah, but that was fun. It was interesting to see. But he's much better on the bump. I think a lot of people would agree with that.
yeah.
So yeah, but we had to hang out. We had kids first through seventh grade out. It was honestly a good turnout.
Probably 60 or 70 kids.
Yeah, it was more than I thought, honestly. And then had different stations set up for them, all that good stuff. Coach Backich gave a little BP kind of thing. And
Yeah.
just candy at the end.
it was a good day.
It was. Glad the rain held off. That would have been rough.
So it's been a little bit since we did the last video. Let's talk about our first scrimmage against ECU.
Yes.
And then our one yesterday against Wilmington.
Yeah. ECU, that was a real fun one. Honestly, that was, like I said the last episode, I wouldn't necessarily call it a gauge for where we're at, but finally getting to play somebody else kind of gives you good perspective on just a general oversight on the team, and I thought we played extremely well.
Yeah, we played well.
And honestly,
Chuck, you threw an inning?
Yeah, an inning.
Right through an inning. Yeah, it went well.
I thought we looked real mature for being how new everything is for us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have 20-something new guys coming on this year, and for a month and a half or 2 months of work, I thought we looked really mature and ahead of where people think we should be.
I do.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, you can tell, the pieces are starting to kind of come together in terms of even little things like in and out for the games. At one point it was so foreign.
Yeah.
It's now starting, we're slowly progressing into the whole routine. You see guys are starting to kind of mesh a little bit more. It's more of a team kind of thing. I see what you're saying there. And, ECU in general does pretty good ball teams.
It's a great ball team. They've been to Supers the past 4 times.
Yeah, that's incredible.
We played well. Didn't play amazing. Played well. I think we won rather comfortably in the first kind of starting 9.
Yeah.
And then Wilmington was a nice surprise. They were a good ball club. They had some really good arms.
Yeah.
How were their arms? I know I didn't get in the box, but they looked pretty good from the.
I'd say over half of them were anywhere from 3 to 5. One guy was popping 98 every now and then. But everybody they threw out there was really solid.
They didn't give up any. They really didn't walk a lot of guys either.
Mm-hmm.
They pounded the strike zone. They had good stuff. Collectively, I don't want to say it's surprising because they're a good team.
They're a great team.
That staff, they were great, really top to bottom.
Yeah, I didn't expect their staff to be that good.
No, all 15 of them were pretty legit arms. Everybody they threw that day.
And their lineup still was pretty disciplined too. They didn't chase a whole lot.
One guy played the whole time. I think their shortstop had 7 hits, which is
9 at bats or something.
He was like 7 for 8, I think.
Yeah, that plays.
Which we tied in 15 innings, 10-10. With them, we tied the first 9 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last 6, I think, was from the final scores 7-7 or whatever, so 10-10.
Yeah.
But it's a good ball club.
Oh yeah.
It's a good game.
Bottom, yeah. You can tell they're like a well put together team.
Yeah.
You can tell they have like a plan in place that kind of plays to the tune of what they have.
Yeah.
So that was fun, and so now that we're past those 2, we're moving on kind of towards the back half. The fall ball, we got 2 weeks left?
Yep.
Fall team practice and all that stuff, and then we go back into our individual blocks, which is 8-hour weeks as opposed to 20-hour weeks, which is what we're in right now. So over half, pretty much the workload. Just about as crazy how quick this fall is going by.
Flown by.
You think it goes by faster every year, Chuck?
Yes, and it's kind of scary because I don't want to get old yet.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think I'm already a junior and like this, I was a freshman.
Oh yeah.
I can't even wait for y'all to.
For us, I think feels like we were freshmen last year.
I remember moving into Dalfit and thinking, shoot, I got 4 years here. Like, this is, I'll be fine. But now it's like I'm looking back. It's like I'm here another year because I wanted to come back. It's like, God, where did the time go? It just
speeds up. It does keep getting faster.
Every year gets faster.
Yes.
Every year goes by quicker.
Yes, 100%. So, kind of as a general evaluation, we have had somebody who has as much insight as you do, like on the pitching staff, what's going on that side. Obviously, both of us being position players, we have our own perspective on things, as watching you guys, facing you guys as we play in inter squads and whatnot. But what are some big changes that you've seen over the course of this fall, at least so far? Obviously, we're still getting into it, but so far, what have you seen that's been different or that stood out to you?
Well, this pitching group is kind of the same we had last year. We got a lot of the core guys that do a lot of innings last year. They coming back like in Jackson Lindley, Jay Dill, Nick Hoffman, Clayton. That whole senior group is back. It's always been a hard-working group. We get after it in the weight room, stick to our schedule, stick to our plans. But I think the biggest change for us is the new pitching coach. Mm-hmm. We really are scheduled, and we really are put to specific routines that we never had. And I think it's making the whole staff better individually and as a group to have these routines that we keep doing, keep pounding, and we really don't get far off from it. And I think it's making really everybody a lot better. And I think Bellinger's done an incredible job of coming in and establishing what he wants us to do and his theories. And with the group we have, we all follow it. And I think that's the biggest upside and growth that we're doing right now.
It's good stuff.
I know my favorite thing, I've always given pitchers a lot of crap that y'all don't do anything. This year y'all are doing a lot.
Yeah.
This year y'all aren't last year it was, you come out, stretch, roll out, throw, and then you just sit around for an hour or two or leave. This year y'all are all over the place. Y'all are practicing just as much as us. Y'all are
PFPs.
Yeah, PFPs, but we're all 100% fielders the way we're doing PFPs every day, twice a day.
Yeah, those PFP intense too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys.
And I think it's good. It keeps you athletic, keeps you moving, and like I said, you're just more involved. And I think that's a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Talking about that, the stuff that Baggage does with putting us in the field and putting us in y'all's position, I think that's sweet. And like you were saying about enhancing a lot of skills, I think that does a lot for us with just literally being athletic, and I think it'll help everything else too.
Yeah, no, I agree. Also, it keeps. I don't want to say I want to say it was stagnant like last year. Whenever you guys got done, it was just a lot of guys just kind of hanging around, not really doing anything. Now this year, you guys.
There aren't too many guys sitting around.
No, it's constantly moving, which is good. It keeps everybody, active, going, all that stuff. But, So, baseball aside, we have to bring it up. Your football accolades.
Yeah.
In your, Dutch Fork days, you played with a number of different studs. You played with Will Taylor. You played together, right?
Yep.
And Jalin Hyatt, you played with Antonio Williams. Right?
Yep.
And then there was another big name.
Bryce Thompson.
Okay.
With the Saints.
Right. Okay. Sweet.
Well, let's talk about those teams and y'all's success. How were your high school days for football?
Oh man, it was fun. It was fun to get to play with those special guys, and winning was awesome. And the success part really came from our head coach, and that team and the structure he built around the whole team was just so perfect. And he'd build players up when they got out of 8th grade, and you'd come and they'd work out. And the question was success. What is our success?
What was your record in high school for football?
44-0, and I tied one game my sophomore year. It was the first game of the season I tied, and it was 44-0-1, or 44-1-0.
You know what that is? That's dominance.
Yeah.
That is almost unheard of, especially with Dutch Fork's 5A, correct?
5A. 4A when I was a sophomore, and then we went 5A the next 2 years.
See, that was the whole thing. I remember that whole talk about how, especially baseball too, is guys are real good, but they were kind of wanting to see how they were going to do with the move from 4A to 5A, and y'all just kept dominating.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So yeah, speaking of your football days and all that, what are some of the biggest things that playing football taught you or instilled in you, to this day? Even now you're playing baseball, what are some things that you can kind of relate to, or what are some things you have appreciation for?
How tough it was, and how tough our head coach was on all of us. I think playing football gave me the physical and a lot of mental stuff as well. It's a real team sport. Football is very hard to do on your own, and I think that the team aspect of football and how physical you have to be, and day in and day out, you have to bring it. And I think that really helped my mindset growing up early, and coming in as a younger guy, having to play with these studs like Bryce Thompson, Jalin Hyatt, and just having to be on their level really helped me out and grow, and it's pretty sweet.
Yeah. That's one thing I remember, not even obviously, just whenever I play, I remember how just tough it was, even practices and whatnot. You'd be physically drained after a practice, and even doing that at a young age kind of helps build that stamina, even if you don't realize it. But even now, you can look back and be like, football was a little bit harder than this.
Yeah.
You know, some of those days out there.
Do you think you'd still be here if you didn't play football at all?
You think I'd still be
You
here?
think you'd be here right now?
No shot. I think if I didn't play football, whole mentality would be different. My whole confidence standpoint would be different because my confidence was built my whole career and playing baseball even from the football field. I was so confident, we were so dominant, and all that confidence just kind of built up through me and built with my work habits, built with my mental game, just everything from that football and the physical traits. I don't think I'd be in the seat playing ball with you guys if I didn't grow up through that high school football winning mentality.
It's crazy to think just playing a sport can have that kind of impact too, you know, like long term kind of thing. But yeah, that's sweet. But I guess out of all the guys right now anyway, I don't want to say trending because that just makes it sound like a social media topic, but Jalin Hyatt has been going off. And he's somebody who you hear just about every weekend now. What do you have? How many touchdowns did he have? Like 4? 5.
And then 2 yesterday.
Quick.
That's nuts. Like, that's dominant. That just goes back, that's just insane.
You said he beat the school record.
Mm-hmm. He beat, I think, Tennessee's school record for touchdowns, touchdowns in a season was 13 or 14.
I think it's 14.
And he broke that yesterday.
I'm looking at his...
He's got some more games to go.
Yeah, so far he has 45 receptions, 907 yards for an average of 20.2 yards per grab, 14 touchdowns.
That's Heisman numbers, and he's still got some games.
That's nuts. I mean, that is impressive. A long of 78. I mean, that's...
I was listening for game day yesterday, for the college game day, one of the speakers said that he was one of the best receivers in the nation, which is just, it's crazy to say.
There's a cool article about him that came out, but he was talking about how he always had it in him. He was always the best guy in the state, best wide receiver, but he would get lax sometimes. And then this article, it talks about how Jalin, his freshman and sophomore year, would show up late, wasn't given everything he had in all aspects of training and school, and he had a rough year. I think he has 5 total touchdowns his freshman and sophomore season. And then in the article, it talks about how he really hit his head on the nail and said, "This is going to be my year." And he worked his tail off the whole time and stuck to it. He was catching passes after practice and just really put his head down and see what happens with his results when you really...
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, just even at a glance, it's just like, oh my God. I mean, how can he be overlooked by Clemson, South Carolina? An in-state guy like that. But how was he, like, let's just say in high school, you had this whole arsenal of receivers to choose from. I mean, obviously you got 44-0 over the course, with your one tie.
Yeah, one tie.
But over the course of your time at Dust 40, how nice was that, just being able to pick and choose?
Oh, man,
guys like that.
That's what makes me think was I even good, or did I just have talent around me? I just blew it up. I had an arm.
Yeah.
But it was, I was blessed for sure, especially with the O-line, and then I had wide receivers. It's special playing with guys like that and seeing what they can do and doing everything I can do to help max their potential. And training with those guys is nuts. They push you, and you try to push them, but they're a lot more talented and athletic than you are. But just training and getting better through those guys is pretty cool.
Right. It's almost like setting the standard high enough so you're trying to reach that. You know, like you set lofty goals, you might fail, but you're still going to be higher than, whatever percentage it might be, whatever the saying is. But yeah, that's just, like I say, at a glance, that's just nuts to see that kind of dominance. But yeah, I guess honestly, that kind of work ethic, proves to be, fruitful even on the baseball field too. Mm-hmm. And that's some things you can see different guys over the course of their time, I don't want to say necessarily get lax, and there's nobody necessarily I'm talking about right now, but you can see it in certain guys. They have 1 or 2 years where they're still kind of getting adjusted and all that stuff, and then it's like once they get their routine, pedal to the metal, you see them actually, their potential start to show. This is kind of cool to be able to piece that together.
I think coming out of high school, your morale is so high that you think that you can just do it and not have to put in any extra or do anything. And for a lot of people, it takes till like junior year to realize I got to pick it up.
Yeah.
I'm not as good as I thought I was, and I really got to hit it really hard because it's a lot different and it's a lot faster. And I think that happened with Jalin. He thought he was so good coming out of high school that his stuff would play at the college level at a D1 SEC school like Tennessee, and he got a wake-up call and he answered the bell and 14 touchdowns breaking school records. He always had the talent.
Yeah. I mean, that is crazy. Think about that. But, yeah, man. Tell you, even this, I think now, like, how ridiculous would it be to have him at like a 2A high school or something?
The 2A high school?
Yeah, it's like,
oh my goodness. You would just hand it off to him on a jet sweep.
Just let him go every time. It's like a cheat code at that point. But man, yes. But that whole growth, that mindset and whatnot, is something that's kind of been instilled through our shared language a little bit too. I can't put words exactly from our sheet in front of me to say that, but that whole kind of growth aspect has been something that's instilled in us over the course of this year so far, and it's starting to, pay dividends a lot. Not necessarily on like a personal basis from like, individual to individual, but as a team. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like we're playing a whole lot more now as like a team, as one unit. Especially the last couple weeks, especially.
Yeah. Speaking of team stuff, there's some whispers about paintball.
What?
Coming up.
I would love that.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
would love
team
that.
paintball. So I don't know. I think EB's got some pretty cool things in store for us for like our Omaha challenge.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Kind of thing. So I think paintball might be one of them in the works.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
How do y'all feel about how tough it has been with the morning sessions, the 6:13 runs, the Rick Wednesdays? Do y'all like that? Do y'all think that helps? Or in what aspect does that help? I'm curious to see what you think about that.
See, I think tough is a relative phrase. I think it's a relative word because you're always comparing it to something else. I think it is tougher than we have been used to, but do I think it's like unbelievably hard or like crazy difficult? I don't think it is. I think it seems like it is because we were so used to kind of other side of things, but I think it's more of a mental thing, getting us like kind of just better team dynamics. I think that's the whole. That's the whole point of it. It's not meant to kill you physically. So I love it. I'm a big fan of it. I don't know if that's just from my Citadel days because we did all kinds of stuff like that. It was just plenty of running and plenty of just nonsensical, just exercise. So yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I think it builds team chemistry a lot.
I agree. I think it builds team chemistry, but the one time I don't like it is when my alarm goes off.
Yeah.
Like 5:30, and I hear that alarm go off, and like my dog will look up at me and be like, "What are you doing?" He goes to sleep. I'm like, God. But in general, though, just those kind of things, and it seems so like foreign to a lot of people outside looking at it, even other teams. But that kind of stuff really does add, to your team chemistry. I don't want to say that, obviously, like you were saying, it's not going to kill you.
Yeah.
None of it's really that hard.
Yeah.
You just have to be able to dig deep, be there on time, get it done, and then
the hardest part is showing up. But like the 300s, they seem impossible in the moment, but you do it, and then 5 minutes after you're walking around your phone.
Yeah.
So it's like, how hard is it really if you're walking away and going to breakfast completely fine?
Yeah. It's not something that's going to flatten you. Now, I will say the Versa climbers and those lead suicides, they got me pretty good. But, to the point, though. Yeah, I think it is. It's a good question.
Well, what about you? How do you think about it?
I think like y'all were saying with the team aspect and building up a team, I think it really has helped this new team and new everything come together really quickly. Because you're all out there grinding it out together and all y'all are going through the same exact thing. And I think with knowing that builds you and brings you together, and I like it. I think it's tough. I hate hearing my alarm. My dog's mad at me as well as when I wake up at 5 o'clock. But I think it's really been helping us out, bringing us together. And my legs hurt pretty bad after, but other than that, I think it's been a great job with bringing us all.
Right. We start back up with them here soon.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks, yeah, we
The
get another one.
16th.
Now that's gonna be a different kind of pain.
I might have to go run a couple just to get back acclimated to it.
But the thing about this that you don't think about whenever it's September is we're gonna be doing this at 6:13 in the morning in November.
Yeah.
30 running in the cold. It's different than running in the warm.
Would you rather run in the cold or run in the warm?
Run in the warm.
Run in the warm.
Yeah.
Why?
Because my throat doesn't feel like I'm getting stabbed.
Well, you run in the cold, you're cold.
Run in the warm, you're warm.
You're warm.
So,
I hate the cold. I can't stand the cold.
Yeah.
I like a little chill,
mm.
so I can have a fire at night. But
Well, once you get going, you heat up a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to that sense, I see where you're coming from, but I would just rather start in the warm. Because when you're just standing there and you got your arms in your shirt, you're just like, ugh.
But I can promise you, you're never going to be that hot at 6:13 in the morning.
That's true.
You're going to be real cold sometimes.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That point in itself pretty much hammers
Yeah.
it.
There ain't nothing worse than waking up to go run. Like I think our last one we did 5. We woke up and it was frigid outside. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's what it is. You gotta do it.
Do it. So what?
Everybody else is doing it.
Yep. Tough. You gotta separate yourself somehow.
Alright, let's talk a little bit. Let's just talk about you. You like kind of same stuff we like. Fishing, fires. You got your dog Ace. What's some of your favorite things to do in Clemson?
Really that. I just got a boat this past August it was, or late August, and really just go out fishing. We're so occupied with baseball stuff and school stuff, you really don't have much to do outside but eat and find something to do in those 3 hours of your day.
Yeah.
Find that peace that you might call it, that you can find, and I really just like to fish. I like to go out on the lake and take some time. It's getting cold, but when it's sunny and 70, it's out here in beautiful Clemson. It's awesome to get out and fish a little bit, take my mind off things. That's really all I like to do.
Yeah.
And hang out with my dog. I know you feel that.
Oh yeah.
It's a real thing. It's my best friend.
Heck yeah, it's a real thing. It's kind of weird. Like I never thought I could be. Like, it's not even like an attachment thing. It's just like that is my baby.
Yeah.
Like, I love that dog.
Yeah.
Like I say, if I'm at practice, as soon as I'm leaving practice, I'm going to walk the dog.
Yeah.
I'm going to let the dog out, let her run, just enjoy some time with her, and then come back and just let her run around the neighborhood or whatnot. She'll chase some squirrels. She did bring me a gift the other day, a dead chipmunk.
We got.
Oh, man.
Did she get one finally?
No, I think it was, got hit by a car or something, and she she thought it was awesome. And I was like, what do you have? And I was like, oh no, God, I don't want to touch that. Need to brush her teeth.
What's your favorite place to eat in Clemson?
Favorite place to eat? I'm gonna have to go Osaka. I'm riding with Osaka. It's an OG. It's great food, cheap, great service, real quick.
It's not that cheap.
Not everybody knows about it, so it's not crowded all the time like everything else downtown. But
Yeah, I wasn't even. That was not even in the realm of thought for me.
Osaka?
Yeah, no, I love Osaka, but I was thinking more of the mainstream, like downtown areas. That's a good answer. I mean,
See, I ate at Osaka a lot last year, and then I kind of got converted over to the Red Bull. Red Bull is probably my new.
Red Bull's good. Where is that located?
It's over there by Publix.
Oh, that's right by me.
Yeah. By Publix and McAllister's and that, all that kind of stuff.
I love some good sushi. Can't beat it.
Oh, man.
Cannot beat it. But yeah, I was trying to think of something else we want to add while we're at it, while we're here. We got you and our
I had some
presents.
other things.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I will do? This isn't me being rude getting on my phone, but I will check our email. I didn't do that earlier. Let's see. So, I think I said last week I was going to bring a whiteboard or something to write it out because we still haven't got a whole lot from anybody on this email. I know it's hard because me trying to describe exactly what it is. Yep, no, nothing. Can't say I'm overly surprised. You think I should just type it up on here and then show it, or you know what? We'll do that next week for sure.
Yeah, we'll be
Actually, make it a point.
Yeah.
To get some viewer feedback and questions and all that. So I think that'd be really cool.
What did you do for your Thanksgiving this week?
I went to Coach Schnabel's daughter, her softball practice. They were out there practicing. Yeah, Caroline.
Yeah.
She's a stud.
Yeah. Me and was a good group of guys that went and did that.
No.
Me and Chad went and read to some early childhood center. Right by our house.
I saw pictures of
We
that.
went
Looked
and read.
really cool.
To some. What was it like 4-year-olds, 3-year-olds?
I would say, yeah.
It was fun. We had fun.
Mm.
We read a book to them and had a good time. But.
These Thanksgiving things are kind of growing on me a little bit more. Like at first it was kind of like I don't want to say like a hesitancy, but it was kind of like, all right, whatever. And now it's starting to get where you actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
Those kind of things. Really, even if you see it on the sheet like Thanksgiving and kind of like, well, all right. But then once you get out there and do it, it's actually rewarding.
I think it's really cool interacting with kids and seeing how much kids look up to us and being able to impact them. Like today, doing batting practice with the kids in costumes, I had so much fun with that. And I did not see a kid there that was not having fun the whole time.
Yeah, he was just hitting tennis balls, which.
Yeah. As dull as that may sound, I mean, they were having a blast.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I guess any opportunity you get to be on, the field, I guess that's just perspective from age and all that. But I know if I was their age, I would have been ecstatic and do that.
Yeah, it is crazy to think about yourself back when you were that age.
Oh,
and
man.
how you would look up to yourself now.
Yes. I remember just thinking, I remember going to Clemson baseball games and just idolizing anyone who was in the dugout. And I didn't even know some of them. I would just be like, dang. Awesome.
And how big an impact you can have and that did have on your little self.
Yeah.
Anything that they would say to you, you would remember that for a long time.
Yeah. Any kind of autograph or batting glove you had holes in it or ripped up, you thought that was gold.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it is cool to see kind of, I don't want to say full circle, but yeah.
Back to, alright, so I remember what I was going to talk about. There's a new place to eat in Pendleton. It's called Rains. Rains on Exchange, I think. Raines. It's awesome. It's got a downstairs. It's got upstairs, bar, grill, outside area. Me and my dad went there last night after the scrimmage. It was their second night open. It was phenomenal. It was great. And it was packed.
What's it called?
Rains.
Rains?
Yeah.
Rains.
I think I went there with my dad and then Ryan Aarons, Riley Bertram, Willie Weiss, all went with Ryan's family. And there wasn't an open seat in the house. It was awesome. So if y'all are around, check it out. It would be a good place to take Rachel.
Yeah, I might have to try that one out. I haven't been really truly. I need to start branching out my food options outside of Clemson a little bit more.
Me and Ben Blackwell try to do it a lot. We try to go try some different places. So it's a good one to go try.
Yeah, I definitely have to give that one a shot. There's a pizza place in Pendleton. So actually, you just reminded me. I can't remember. So I went there with my grandparents not too long ago, probably about a month or so ago. Yeah, it was really good.
It's right over there by Vaqueros. I don't know if y'all been there at the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
Right over there in Pendleton. It's good though.
Hey, yeah, it'll be something to give a shot. Yeah, I don't really eat out a whole lot, honestly. Not too much.
I eat out too much.
What, too much?
Yeah.
That's subjective.
Yeah, that's whatever.
Yeah.
Is that all we got?
I believe so. Is there anything you'd like to add? Or special guest?
I would just like to add, thank you all for having me. I mean, I'm still so excited that I got to do this with you guys.
Well, now it's going to be fun when you get to be on the other side, watch it,
Yeah.
and critique yourself.
Oh,
What you
yeah.
should have said.
Be better the next time.
Yeah.
Take notes.
After our first episode, I was like, oh, man, we need to go better. So it's going to be fun for you to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me sit in the middle, too. I feel like I'm the president or something right here. This
Wow.
is really cool.
Man, that's all this. Yeah. And treat our guests right. Yeah.
I would also like to add that I beat both y'all in the home run derby today.
I didn't.
No,
I had
you
sunglasses.
didn't. No, we tied.
We did not tie. You had one in the last
Yeah,
round.
you did. You did what, 3 in the last round.
I had 2. You had
Oh,
one.
yeah, I did. You're right. I didn't think about last round. You
I
did.
that.
I lost to a pitcher in the home run derby.
I'm not much of a power hitter.
You had what, 10 jacks last year?
I had 11, but
11. Like what, 3 at Louisville where the wind was going straight out?
no. Close enough.
Yeah.
2 of them are just wind, just howling out.
You could consider yourself a power hitter if you got double-digit jacks.
Well, I had sunglasses today.
No.
And it wasn't very sunny.
Yeah, I guess you had the weird
costume. Yeah.
But
Anyway, well, good stuff. Guess we don't have anybody lined up yet for next week. Still open slot. I know Jackson Lindley's still.
Jackson Lindley's chomping at the bit.
He's
to get in
just he's itching to get in here. So we'll consider that. I
here.
guess.
Yeah, we'll throw that on the. Yeah.
Let him marinate maybe. Might give him a shot. I don't know if he can handle it yet, but we'll see. But anyway, well, as always, a big thank you to Clemson Insider, dear old Clemson, Robert McCray for allowing us to have this opportunity. And until next time.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.